Hello, 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 hello. Been a while. I said I'd come back when we make our first signing. We've not made our first signing, but this is fucking rant worthy. Liverpool being rejected by Martin Zubimendi, their top target, but a third window running. And we are now being told that we will not be signing a defensive midfielder. Because apparently we're okay. We don't need a defensive midfielder. Ryan Gravenberch is the solution. A guy who's never played fucking shit in his life. Before I get started on my meltdown, if you're new here and not already, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell if you're new here. It's a shambles, really. It's an absolute shambles. This is a guy who has been known to turn down big moves and you know and big offers from clubs. You know, Arsenal, Bayern, Barca, and we get him to say yes, which seems to be the toughest part of the fucking battle, getting him to say yes. But we somehow, some way, get him to say yes. And then do you know what we do? Do you know what we fucking do once he finally says yes? Oh, fuck, you don't want to join now? What? What? The moment that man said yes, we should have been straight in there with the buyout clause. But you know what we done? We gave Sociedad the opportunity. We gave them the opportunity to convince him. And this is a guy who doesn't need convincing much from Sociedad. They're his boyhood club, they're his hometown club. And we left that door open like fucking inexperienced dickheads. That's what we did. We left that door open like inexperienced dickheads. And then we're now shocked when it doesn't come off for us. The fact this was so public as well has fucked up our negotiating position with a lot of other DMs. Because a lot of other DMs will not want to come in knowing they were just the second choice. They're not going to want that. So, now the narrative is that we won't buy a DM. We don't need a DM. Why do we need a DM? It's not like we've needed one for 3 summers and went for 5. Just because we went for 5 DMs doesn't mean we need a DM. We're just trying to, have a laugh, have a giggle, have a chat about it. This was supposed to be the difference. This was supposed to be the difference. These new guys coming in. I had a lot of faith in them. This is a real shit first move. This is real shit business to start off with. Because Zubimendi was a good buy. Zubimendi was a real good pickup. And now this could have ripple effects on the rest of the squad and on the rest of the window. Our own DM was sitting there saying we need a DM. Our captain's been doing interviews saying we need signings. What do we think they're going to sit there? Van Dijk, Salah, Trent. What are they going to be doing sitting at home watching this going, it's another one. It's another one who said no. It's another one. And then seeing all the stuff about how we're not going to get a DM. It boggles my mind. It really does boggle my mind. It really does. Like, we are not in a position where we can only buy best of best, where only the elite improves our squad. We are at a position as a football club where a solid player improves us. We are at the position as a football club where an Stuttgart DM genuinely improves us to a point. Where a Sporting Lisbon DM genuinely improves us to a point. We cannot be picky and needy and demanding of best in class when we don't even have a solid option already in the squad. It's like asking for fucking caviar when I've got fucking spam as my option. No, I'll have something in between. I'll need to, get a solid middle ground before I go from fucking spam to caviar and steak. That's not how it works. Do you understand how fucking mental that idea is? And now you're seeing that the club could play Gravenberch and Jones and Naoni and Trent and Endo at DM. The same guys who we are looking at now going, we need a DM because of them. We're now sitting there going, oh, we don't need a DM. Do you understand how fucking stupid the PR comes across when they say Liverpool don't need a DM, despite the fact that for the past 3 fucking windows, our top target has been a DM? Do you understand why people start to doubt the narratives and start to question the reporting when they say, oh, we don't need a DM, it's not a target, despite the fact that for the past 3 fucking summers, your top target was Zubimendi, then it was Caicedo, then it was fucking Zubimendi. It doesn't land. So you need a DM this summer. If you want to achieve anywhere close to what this side could achieve this season, and if you want to convince some of these top players that this is still the correct place to play, and that it's a club that is going to match ambitions, you need to get a DM. You need to get a guy who can help out McAllister, can help out Soboslai, can allow Gravenberch to, if we're insistent that Gravenberch has got to do this role, can allow Gravenberch to sort of develop in that role, can stop Jones have to do a shift there. Because right now, we are chucking shit at a wall and hoping something sticks in that position. We have been for years. We've needed a DM since we lost the Champions League final, and the only guy we've signed is fucking Endo, who already isn't part of this manager's plans. He's already not part of this manager's plans. Like, what's the point? I understand that the likes of Bruno G and Adam Wharton probably aren't going to be available at this point. But there's Angelo Stiller, there's Edison, there's Hajumand, there's Varela. There's options there. And is it the guy who is going to be, the starting DM for Liverpool for the next decade? No, it's not going to be. You're not going to find that now. But do you know what you get? You get a guy who can stopgap you for a year and then be a real solid option for the remainder. Let's say, for example, Angelo Stiller. Angelo Stiller comes in for this season, partners McAllister, does a solid, if not decent job. Next summer, Adam Wharton becomes available. We throw all our money at Adam Wharton, and for the first time in 4 fucking summers, convince a top DM to join. Then, for the first time since 2008, Liverpool have solid DM rotation. And that's not even including the likes of Bichet you could develop in that time. And you take the stress and the strain off them. That it's just, how can you put yourself in this position again? Genuinely, how can we as a football club put ourselves in this position again? You would have thought that we'd have learned after last summer, but we've done it again. What's the saying? Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Shame on us for doing the same shit again. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting shit to change. Shit ain't going to change. We have fucked it again. And trying to spew the same nonsense and the same rhetoric about, we don't need one anyway. We'll address it next summer. It's not going to land. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Football fans aren't idiots. Liverpool fans aren't idiots. We know we need a DM. So to sit there and try and tell us that we don't, because we've got Gravenberch, because we've got Endo, doesn't land. People see through the lies. People see through the bollocks. It doesn't land. I just. We're doing at least one game. We're doing at least one game with Gravenberch at DM, and that might be one too many at least. But I just. I'm not even as annoyed as some people. I watched the Sam earlier and I saw that he was properly going for heads. I'm not as annoyed as that, but I do think that there is a lot of truth that can be said about the matter in terms of questioning people and voicing concerns about the matter because this isn't right. This simply isn't right. What we're doing is mental, and it blows my mind that we are making the same mistakes again and again. I thought these mistakes weren't going to happen again. I thought that, with the new regime, with Edwards back in, with all these guys, we wouldn't be running into the same problems. But we're doing it again. We're doing it again and again and again and again and again. And you do have to wonder, at what point does shit change? I feel sorry for McAllister, who's going to end up doing so much fucking work this year. We're going to run McAllister into the ground. You know how we've done with every other decent midfielder we've had for the past 4.5 years. We're going to end up running him into the ground. He's got to do two-man jobs. Like, it was the one position, and I accepted new manager, new regime. They're going to need time this summer, and I still am going to wait until the end of the window to give my full judgments. But right now, the pressure is really on these guys because this is a bad look. This is a real bad look for this football club. We still haven't made any signings. The closest signing we've got right now is a fucking goalkeeper who's going to go back out on loan. You understand how mental that is? We are not a million miles away from being in the conversation about challenging for this Premier League title. We're not. We're really not that far away. And yes, we are doing nothing to try and close that gap, to try and bridge that gap. We are putting a lot of faith in the squad. I like our squad. I think we've got a number of very talented players. I think we've got a number of players with a lot of potential. They're not going to realise that in one fucking window, in one season, sorry. This isn't career mode. We need guys who can come in and be difference makers. We do. Arsenal haven't stood still. City haven't stood still. We have. We've gotten closer to everyone behind us than we've gotten to those in front of us. And you can see with the games that are getting played in pre-season. I like pre-season. I think we've done very well in pre-season. I think there's a lot to appreciate about the way that we played in pre-season. We need a DM. Everything is just so much better if we sign a DM. A lot of the problems get fixed if you sign a DM. Someone who's competent. Someone who can receive the ball on the turn off the centre-backs and can also do a job defensively when we lose the ball. You know, you can fix those problems. But again, we're leaving the gaffer out to dry. We've done it under Klopp. Klopp done it to himself sometimes, but we also done it under Klopp. And now we're doing it again, potentially under Arne Slot. The only reason my head is not fully gone and I'm not sitting here ranting and raving like a madman is because there is still 18 days left in this window. 18 days. Just shy of 3 weeks. They've got just shy of 3 weeks to add a DM, a defender, and a forward. That's what I think we need. They have just shy of 3 weeks to do that. I'm not as fussed about the forward, but if we end this summer, if we seriously end this summer without buying a DM, it's the biggest amount of gross negligence this football club has done for a number of years. And I know that he apparently gave you his word, and now he's went back on his word, and that can be really frustrating. But you know what? The fact that you don't have a backup ready for that case it is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And look, if you want to sit there and go, oh well, because he's rejected us, what's his name? He wasn't made out. He wasn't going to be good enough for us anyway. Yeah, you can try and cope with that. We could have had him. He was there, ready, and we left the door open for Sociedad to convince him and change his mind in the same way that we would want it to be with Gerrard, with fucking Trent, with Fowler. Same stuff, but we don't like it when it's done against us. And you're not going to because it's against your club. But we can't be sitting there and going, oh my God, I can't believe this, that, and the other. Anyway, big ups, Liam, who says Ebbs and Hughes have shit the bed big time here. Yeah, they've went. It comes across as very inexperienced, I'll be honest. It's something I'd expect a noob, a guy with little experience to be caught by, make a mistake like that. Not one of the guys with the biggest reputation in the industry and his number one pick for the role. These aren't the type of mistakes you should be making, especially not at a club, an institution the size of Liverpool, because it gets blown up even more and it gets amplified even more type thing. And there's going to be so much pressure on these guys now. So much pressure. And every bad result this season, if there's not a DM there, it's going to be pushed onto them because we didn't have a DM. Because a DM, it's everything. There's a reason why DMs are so fucking expensive nowadays, because they are the guys who knit everything together in your team. Big up City, who says Grav needs 100 instructions to function, need a DM. Look, Gravenberch has done all right in pre-season. He's done surprisingly well, actually. That's a bit harsh on him. He's done surprisingly well. I think that Ryan Gravenberch, you can see that he's got real quality on the ball and he's got a good pass. But the man can't defend. The man cannot defend. He couldn't defend at Ajax. He couldn't defend at Bayern. He cannot defend at Liverpool. Unless Arne Slot's a miracle worker, he's not going to suddenly learn how to defend in 2 weeks. Genuinely, people might try and cook me for this. I generally don't care if people try and cook me for this. If you're not getting a DM, if for whatever reason Liverpool don't buy a DM, Tyler Morton should be starting for us. If you don't get a DM, Tyler Morton should be starting for you. He's the best fit. Is he who Liverpool should be starting in God's year of 2024? Fuck no. But out of all the shit options I've got for that position, Tyler Morton's the best bet. Big up Abdurazak, who says we need to sign a defender. We can't play from the back. I mean, we can play out from the back. It's just certain players can't. I don't think Karante's very good at it. I don't think Robertson's very good at it. I don't think Simicast is very good at it. Like, we definitely need a left back, but you can sort of disguise one bad player. Like, we could a defender should be the second priority. But if it ultimately came down to it, guns ahead, and we could only make one signing, which is a stupid way because, we're Liverpool Football Club. But if we could only make one signing, the DM has to come before the centre back or the defender. So you can manage our situation. Big ups, Royal USG, who says never rated Hughes, got a job due to a friendship. He had a decent track record at Bournemouth, but Bournemouth to Liverpool is a very different thing. Very, very different thing. And it's not just Hughes' head on the line. It's Edwards is the guy running the show now. I can't point my fingers at John Henry. It's not John Henry's fault. The fingers get pointed at Michael Edwards right now. He is FSG's CEO of football. He's the guy in control of everything. And right now, we have egg on our face because of a massive cock up. There's no other way of putting it. No other way of putting it. This is tough, man. This is tough because do you know why it's tough? Because we're there. I genuinely think that we are a DM away from closing the gap to City and Arsenal. I do. I think that the way we've played in pre-season is so promising. So promising. Some of the stuff we're doing is brilliant. We've made Diaz look like a good winger, for fuck's sake. We've made Gravenberch look like a passable six. We've made Simicast look like a passable left back. The system looks so good at the minute. And now, everything changes. Everything changes because you're missing the piece. You're missing the glue. You're missing the glue. And I know that we need a certain type of DM for the way Slot wants to play. And I'm all in on the Slot way of playing because he's made bad players look good and he's made good players look great so far this preseason. And if you don't get him that DM, I'm going to struggle to put much on him next season. I really am. Because it's like taking a fucking carpenter. It's like hiring a carpenter and then not giving him a fucking hammer. How the fuck's he going to stop nail the fucking wood in? We're going to leave a man to dry because we haven't bought a DM. And like I said earlier, Liverpool are not in a position where we can be demanding best in class in that role. We need a solid option. We need burger and chips before we move on to steak. We've currently got fucking spam. We need burger and chips before we move on to steak. That's what we need. Right now we're fucked. Right now we're just in massive fucking. It's a shambles, and the fact it's the third window running. What ground do we have to negotiate on? We're a laughing stock. We cannot buy a fucking DM to save our lives. Do you know how mental that is? We have not bought a DM outside of Wataru Endo since Fabinho. We have had more failures than successes with buying DMs. How fucking mental is that? We've had more failures than successes in buying DMs. The last time we had solid DM rotation was 2008. In that fucking kit there, that was the last time we had solid DM rotation. And it doesn't take much to fix it. Go get me Angelo Stiller this window. Go get me Adam Wharton or Zubimendi if you want to join next window. You can address the problem now. Stop kicking the can down the road in hopes that the perfect option appears. Life isn't perfect. Sometimes you have to make do. Liverpool do not make do. And it's a massive fucking fatal flaw. And it's mental. It's mental. It's mental as well. It's mental as well because half of the fucking best players we signed under Jurgen Klopp were second choices. They were second choices. Salah weren't the first choice. Mane weren't the first choice. They were the second choices. But now we've become so fucking pompous that we can only have the first choice in a position. And if he's not the first choice, then why would we even want him? It doesn't make sense to me. It blows my fucking mind. And it just... I feel for Arnie. I really do. I feel for Arnie. I feel for the players. Big ups, Jordan, who says we also have an issue in the 9. If Jota gets injured, I don't want Nunes or Gakpo in the middle. That's not going to be addressed this window. That was never going to be addressed this window. That is something that will be addressed in a couple of years' time. It could be a problem that it really could. Gakpo can somewhat do a job there. Gakpo has some of the skill set to be a passable 9. But yes, if Jota gets injured, we are significantly weaker up front, and it could cost us again, like it did last season. Big ups Liam again, who says Bagel FC next season we're selling Clark. I'm not even bothered that we're selling. Like, I can understand moving Clark on though, because he's not going to play. He's not a DM, and he's not. He's like 8th choice. So getting 10 mil for him is sound. My question is, Why the fuck are we so fucking pompous about which player we sign? Why do we no longer accept second or third choice options? Why is it always just the first choice and the first choice only? I just blows my mind, people. It blows my mind. I genuinely don't think there's much more for me to say. I'd just be repeating the same things over and over again. Like everyone in the Nan can see what the problem is. There's massive problems on the horizon if we don't address this. There's massive problems. People aren't. People are gonna. People aren't stupid. People can see what's going on. We're a laughing stock. We are. People take the piss out of us every single year because we cannot buy a DM. Every single fucking year. But like, what's the point? What's the point? I'm gonna call it there. I'll be on with Hassan tomorrow. I've got no more to say on the matter. Genuinely, I've got no more to say on the matter. A lot of you come from watching me with Mo. I can't say more because It's genuinely mind blowing that the football club are trying to fucking run this narrative. We know Gravenberch isn't a DM. We know Jones isn't a DM. If I have to go into a game next season with a fucking Trent Alexander-Arnold Gravenberch double pivot, fuck me. I'm gonna hold it there though, people. I know it was a short one, but I just need to get this out. I just need to have a little rant. I'll be on with Sam tomorrow. I'll start being more consistent with this because we got a season starting soon. Surprisingly, not that I want to start soon because fuck me, we're not ready for it in terms of transfers. But I'm gonna call it there. People are gonna love you. Gonna leave you in a bit. To raw people. To raw.